It's the NFL on EA Sports. And coming up, it's Zay Flowers. He should be one of his quarterback's best friends this week. It's the Bengals and the Chargers, and it's coming up next on EA Sports.
It's the National... Hi, everybody. Brandon Gaudin alongside Charles Davis. And, Charles, we take a look at this Charger club entering play here. They come in at the bottom of the NFL power rankings, and we understand why. They're 0-12.
And even beyond the power rankings, offense isn't playing very well. Defense is giving up a lot of points. That equals 0-12.
Meanwhile, for the Bengals here, and a good return, able to get out across the 35 to the 36. So here's the Charger offense making their way out. And leading them out there, their 6'5" quarterback.
You talk about the pause that refreshes. I think it's come at a perfect time of the year for them, hasn't it? You know, the season is starting to wind down, got a little bit of a break. But how about the guy calling the signals? He's got to be excited about that because now he didn't just get a game plan for 1 week. He was able to work on it for 2 weeks. I can't wait to see if they have anything special in store for him today.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. Here's a play fake as they set up to throw. And he overshot him there. It's out of bounds, incomplete.
You know, Charles, for this defense, look, it's no secret. You're facing a team that is really, really struggling. They haven't won in what seems like forever, but sometimes a desperate team can be a dangerous team, right?
You're exactly right about that, but they shouldn't be. When they're on that type of a losing streak, it's incumbent upon you to take charge of this game early and not give them any reason to hope. Get out and attack them and make sure you knock them back on their butts.
And it appears we have a Charger shaken up on that last play. More from L.A. in a moment.
Third play here, this opening drive as they're up against a 3rd and 5. Looking to throw.
Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he is going to have the Chargers first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
And defensively here, it's hard to overlook the fact that this is an offense that's dead last in the NFL in rushing. So this back 7's going to be tested. Hey, might be more of a back 8. No doubt about that. And they surrender the catch here and the first down.
Now the first carry here for the running back. Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll be 2nd down. Now, look, that wasn't a huge gain, but those are the types of carries I think they were missing in their loss last week. They couldn't get him going on the ground.
Did you get the same feeling I did during our meetings, that they kind of regretted that he didn't touch the ball?
Absolutely.
You know, hey, he should have touched it more last week. They weren't going to make that same mistake, and they've taken care of that early.
His throw incomplete.
You talk about this Bengals defense.
This unit coming into this one ranked number 20 against the pass in the NFL.
And I think you're going to see some changes in the offseason, whether it's through the draft, free agency, maybe even both. They definitely need some help in the secondary.
They come up now 3rd and 5 following the incomplete pass. Back to throw here. And he's got his man in stride, complete.
And he is going to have the Chargers first down by about a yard as they find a way to convert there on 3rd down and 5. Well, they kept it simple there, CD, only needing the short gain to move the chain, so they didn't want to go with a deep throw. They just go with that safer, shorter throw and able to convert.
Nothing wrong with that at all, partner. Check the box, right? Make sure you pick up the first down. Offense is getting established. You're moving the ball. You're not turning it over. Check, check, check. They like what they're doing early in the game.
And they're getting him involved early.
You feel like they saw something on tape, or they just have a sense with him because he's had a good week of practice or something in that area that they want him involved. Just as you said, they want him to touch it either in the running game or the passing game, but they must like the matchups they're getting.
That was the 8th play of the drive, so a somewhat fitting pickup of 8 yards. This will be play number 9 coming up on this relatively long opening drive as they look to convert on 3rd down. And he will have the first down. He winds up taking a pretty good shot that time. If you make the stop there, maybe you hold them to 3 on this opening drive. They didn't get the stop.
Yeah, new set of downs now. Now you're worried about, just as you pointed out, not just giving up 3, possibly giving up 6. Let's see what they decide to do here because they've got to change up what they have been doing. It hasn't been working.
Now they'll switch it up here and look to throw. And he's going to go down. They sack him back right around the 30. It'll be a loss of 7 on the sack, and it brings up 2nd. They'll look to throw. And that's incomplete.
I know tight ends love this route because a lot of times they'll fake a block first and get a little bit of space and then come across the middle because in their mind, they're thinking catch the ball and then drop the hammer on the little guys in the secondary.
Unable to drop the hammer, he just dropped the pass. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. They're going to look to throw. That is caught. And they move this all the way down to the 9. That's good for a first down, his 2nd catch of the opening drive.
That's a big conversion there on 3rd down, and this has been a great opening drive. You know, at this point, they'd hate to settle for 3, but they've created a fresh set of downs and a 1st and goal.
A terrific opening drive has them knocking on the door, 1st and goal.
They'll drop to throw. And this is caught. He's got it. Touchdown, LA. A great play there. His 5th touchdown now on the year.
And the Chargers are on the board first here this afternoon.
The losing streak had taken on a life of its own, and I think it infiltrates a team when you're on that much of a slide. But this group has managed to focus, come out early, and put a touchdown on the board. They look like they mean business in this one.
They do. Now the key, holding on to that attitude because, man, that streak has been a struggle for them.
Riley Patterson now for the extra point.
And the Chargers grab the 7-0 lead. So that drive spans 13 plays, and it ends with the Chargers getting into the end zone. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. Oh, a good-looking return set up here.
And able to break this out all the way to the 38-yard line. Great return.
Here come the Bengals now to take over. And a look here now at their 4th-year quarterback.
And he did everything possible to rally his team to a win last week, didn't he? What did he throw for?
Over 450 yards.
I mean, that's a pretty phenomenal performance. So, obviously, he and the offense were clicking pretty well. The other 2/3, though, that comes into question. Defense and special teams, they'll need all of them to play better in this one, too.
They go play action here on 1st down. Completion left side to Miller. And he'll be out of bounds after getting this one across the 40. So the completion good for just 3. And that will bring up 2nd down. Inside handoff now, Miller. And not much there at all. Maybe a yard up to the 43. The completion on 1st didn't get much, and now the run on 2nd doesn't get a whole lot either.
Well, if you're a good play caller, you've already looked ahead and anticipated this type of situation. Already down on his play sheet, trying to dial up a big 3rd down play. Not a great start dropping his first target, but let's face it, it won't be his last chance because he'll get opportunities to make up for that one throughout this game.
They're indeed going for it as they look to throw.
That one into the hands of Flowers. And he's got enough for the first across midfield to the 48. Give them credit. They knew what they wanted to dial up on fourth. They executed it for 9 yards, and the offense stays out there. A first down carry now for Miller. And he is going to lose yardage here. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
The Bengals at 2-10 now on the year. And Charles, they were losers last time out. What do you think they need to do differently here?
Well, I don't think it needs to be as drastic as burning up last week's game tape or not watching it, but the attitude has to be what's done is done. Let's move on. Put that one behind them, galvanize themselves, and go forward and get a win in this one.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. Now a handoff up the middle. It's Burns. And nothing much materializing there on the first down run. He'll get a couple, and that's it.
When you talk about the defense for these Chargers,
they come into this one down at the 27th position in the league, Charles, against the run.
One thing players always tell us is that they never really pay attention to numbers. I don't believe them for a second. They know where they rank, okay? They're not quite at the top, but they're far from the bottom. But let's face it, they want to move up. In order to do that, they've got to look at each other and make sure everyone's taking care of their assignments in order to play the run better.
Off play action. Tyler on the right side. This is Miller. And he's brought to the ground with another first down at the Chargers 14.
We got a pause following the play because it appears a member of the Bengals in some discomfort.
After one, 7-0 on EA Sports.
There's a 1st and 10 at the 14-yard line.
Up the middle they go. Blackburn. A nice display of powerful running, but it takes him only to the 7. He's dropped there.
And hold on here, because on that last run, it looks like we have a player who was shaken up. 4 yards to go on 2nd down from the 7.
And they'll keep leaning on the running game. Back to the ground. And he will maneuver his way down to about the 7. Off the play fake. Tyler. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
Like what I've seen so far out of this defense, because they've been showing their best coverages on 3rd down. So far, only allowed 1 conversion on a handful of attempts. One area of their game plan that they've executed to perfection.
On 4th down, Tyler. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. The Bengals try it, but it doesn't work out. And this long drive is going to wind up yielding nothing. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. He's going to air it out deep for Green. And it's knocked away and incomplete.
Well, he leads the NFL in interceptions and nearly added to that total.
Got his hand on it, couldn't quite corral it. It's been a Pro Bowl-type season for him, and the term ball hawk really comes into play, doesn't it?
Yeah, I like that one a lot because teams want to avoid that type of a player, but sometimes you just can't. He just knows where the ball is.
And he'll get it up to the 12-yard line here. 5 yards. Now it's 3rd and 5.
Brings up 3rd and 5.
They'll set up to throw. And he's unable to haul it in. So it falls incomplete over the middle third of the field. And that brings up 4th.
And this is what you want to see from a defense. Give up an opening drive touchdown, that's fine. But how about them going back out there, recommitting themselves to the task at hand, and forcing a 3-and-out and giving the ball back to their offense.
4th down, and out comes Jordan Stout here to punt.
And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken.
The Bengals offense and their quarterback coming out for their 2nd drive. And he's been a real threat in the red zone and beyond. As you take a look at the NFL leaders in rushing touchdowns by a QB, you'll notice he's worked his way into the top 5 at this point in the season. The Cincy offense about ready to go here on their next drive.
Well, they've got some stuff to build on from that last drive because they moved the football, CD, and then they tried to go for it on fourth down, didn't convert, probably left a bitter taste in their mouths.
I would say so, and I think that they go out in this series determined for that not to happen again. In fact, they don't even want to get to a fourth down opportunity. They just want to make sure they get it done within the parameters that they've set for themselves. One more offense.
Oh, and a bad throw there. It's intercepted.
Picked up by Deion Henry. And the Chargers are going to have the short field here as they'll take over right at the 50. And, Charles, that's now 4 interceptions over his last 3 halves of football because, remember, he threw 3 picks last week.
Starting to wonder if maybe defenses and those coordinators have identified something on tape with what he's doing. Maybe a movement, maybe the way he's moving his shoulders. Who knows what it could be? He could have a few tells out there that they're keying in on and allowing defenses to get to the football a little bit faster. People steal signals. Maybe sometimes they can figure out what the quarterback's doing just by his movements.
They've got good starting field position as they come up here 1st and 10, right at the 50-yard line. From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. Throwing left side here, and it's complete. They'll wind up getting 7 on the play, and that's going to bring up 2nd down.
A 7-yard pickup brings up 2nd and 3 at the 43-yard line.
They'll try and run this one right up the gut. And he'll be brought down, looks like right at the 40. They'll get 3 as the drive continues. It's a 1st down.
One of the great things about most guys that play on the offensive line is that they have patience and extreme confidence in themselves. This group's gotten pushed around the entire game, haven't been able to move the ball very well. But after picking up a 1st down, running it there, they'll feel a little bit better about themselves going forward.
Running game working. They'll stick with it on 1st down. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
Yeah, things were pretty stacked up there in the middle of the line. A lot of bodies, not much space. I think ultimately he was fortunate to get anything out of that run.
Here now 2nd and 9 from the 39-yard line.
They'll set up a throw. That's into the hands of Edwards. And he's got another 1st down as the tackle's going to be made at the Bengals' 27-yard line. It'll go as a gain of 11 and a Charger first.
I got a kick out of that one, partner. You and I talk often about trying to hide receivers in certain situations, but a guy of his size, you can't really hide him. But the tight end drag route, definitely an effective way to sneak him across the formation for an easy completion and a 1st down.
Now a play fake here on 1st down. Looking for the end zone.
And this one almost intercepted. Had a chance to come down with it in the end zone, but could not hang on. Now a 2nd and 10.
On play action, they'll throw. Under a heavy rush, and down he goes.
Alex Highsmith in there to get him, and that is sack number 6 now for him on the year.
The Chargers on 3rd down. They've been near perfect, 4 for 5 to this point. This is 3rd and 16.
He's got his target. That's complete.
And he's taken down, but not before reaching the 10-yard line. That was no 3rd and 2. That was 3rd and 16, but they get the conversion anyway.
That's a play that will likely be forgotten when you talk about big moments in this game. But plays like this are critical to keep drives going. And if points result, we'll call this play significant.
So not quite a 1st and goal. It's 1st and 10 from the 10.
Now back to throw. Got a man, and he hits him in stride. They'll give him 4 yards there, and it'll be 2nd down.
And there's a completion to the tight end. And look at the size of these players nowadays. At that spot, 6'4", 6'5", and up. A lot of guys used to be basketball players, somehow came back to football. And that's really good for the game of football. You're getting better athleticism, great hand-eye coordination, guys who know how to control their bodies when they run their routes.
And they'll run on the inside handoff.
He gets him a little bit closer. He takes it from the 6 inside the 5 to the 4.
Typically, we think it's the strong safeties that are better tacklers, especially closer to the line of scrimmage amidst traffic. But in this case, how about the free safety coming up and making the big-time play?
And he's going to go down. Sacked right around the 17. The defense rising to the challenge and setting him back on the sack.
Riley Patterson now on for the field goal.
This will be a 34-yard attempt.
Patterson's kick is good.
And that will extend their lead even further.
So, Charles, they get to them with their first turnover of the game and then make it hurt a little bit extra with a field goal.
And anytime you give the ball up, what's the first thing a coach tells his defense? Don't let them score off of this. You've got to put out the fire. In fact, in 2021, that's what one NFL coach termed his defense, the firemen. Go out there, guys, and don't let them put some points on the board.
And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line.
Now the Cincinnati offense ready to see what they can do here.
So now, Charles, this drive maybe a touch more important, trying to erase the memory of that interception they had the last time out.
Yeah, and everyone goes through this because even the best in the game, you're going to have games where it just doesn't go right for you, and interceptions result. So, frankly, to me, it's all about how you respond, not just the types of plays that you call, but how you carry yourself, how you show your team that you're still with it, and how you continue to lead.
And that nearly intercepted. Well, the free safety rolling into position, almost had it, but it's second down.
Back to throw. Tyler. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. They get 7 out of that, so they're left with a 3rd and 3. Looking to throw. Tyler
able to find the open man. That's complete. And he is going to have a Bengals first down as they convert on 3rd and 3 with a nice gain of 7 yards.
They're going to have to do something with him. He was so sensational last week, over 200 yards. AFC Offensive Player of the Week, what do? You hold him?
That's a good start as long as you can get away with it. Otherwise, just giving up penalties and free points for the
It's caught inside the 25. And all the way in for a Cincinnati score.
Nico Collins,
58 yards.
And the Bengals are on the board here in the final minute of the first half.
Extra point right down the middle. And that'll cut it to 3 at 10-7. So that drive, 4 plays.
And it was Nico Collins who finished it off with a touchdown reception.
So just a 3-point game now as they send this one away.
And he takes this near the 25. Just a little pass there. Call it the 26. The Chargers going to take over now late in this first half. And leading 10-7, and they may just want to get this to the locker room.
They'll come out throwing here on first down. And that one taken in by Lashley. The Chargers going to signal for the first of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 33 seconds to go in the first half. One play has them up past the 40 already, and another 1st and 10. They'll look to throw here. And that one will fall incomplete. Clock here now, just under 30 seconds to go in this first half.
No sense risking anything there on first down. Even though he's still in the pocket, he had a receiver out to his side, so just put that in a spot where the only people who could make a play on it are the trainers and the coaches. Well done.
Toward the sideline, and look at that catch. Dragging the toes. That's going to be a first down. Well done. The Chargers passing game rolling a bit here. They've got another first.
And now at this point in the first half, you've got to realize as an offense, you're not going to get it all back in one fell swoop. This is going to be about sustained drives and making sure you finish with points. And that's a good throw there for a first down.
And incomplete, a drop there in the middle third of the field. That'll bring up second down.
Well, the incompletion, yes, but maybe here not the worst thing in the world?
No, not on 1st and 10. Actually gives them a chance to regroup, relax just a little bit. They huddle up, talk it over. Then they get a chance to continue their drive.
Man, it's caught at the 6-yard line. And he's in for a Charger touchdown. A big play there as the first half is winding down.
And the Chargers will extend their lead here just before halftime.
Partner, to me, that touchdown had something that was kind of rooted in that group seeing the future. What I mean by that is they had a plan. Let's find a way to score right here before the half, and that'll give us momentum going into the second half. Give us that cushion that we're looking for. They got that accomplished, scoring right before the half ended.
Extra point by Patterson, up and good.
And his guys will take a 10-point lead. 5 plays there on that drive.
So not much time to speak of remaining in this first half as the kick's away.
And not wanting to risk anything here late in the half, he'll just take a knee and they'll bring the football out to the 25. The Bengals drive about to get going. And with time quickly fading here in the second quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust.
Oh, and his early struggles continue. Here's another one intercepted. Picked off by Asante Samuel Jr.
And his guys have got it back at the closing stages of the first half. Now with 5 seconds left, not really enough time to run another play and then stop it. So on comes the field goal unit. And now we'll get a late timeout as it comes in the waning moments of quarter number 2.
Patterson's kick is good.
And that will open the lead up now to 20-7.
So they get the turnover in plus territory. The drive stalls out, but still able to get 3 out of that.
Yeah, we were able to see an offense and a defense kind of mix and match with each other, didn't we? Both of them trying to make sure that they had the upper hand and the advantage. Offense trying to get to the end zone. Defense, of course, trying to hold them to a field goal attempt. And it wasn't a guaranteed lock 3 from where they started. So, you know, the offense has to be happy to come away with those 3 points.
At their own 30-yard line.
The Cincy offense about ready to go here on their next drive.
And they'll have time for one play. There's 2 seconds on the clock. They're looking deep here for Flowers.
And this one is incomplete. So we've reached the intermission in what right now is a 13-point game. As we send you cross-country to Orlando, Jonathan Coachman is there and has our EA Sports halftime report.
Okay, Brandon, thanks very much. More from you and Charles today.
Well, we're in the latter stages of this season. Everybody's getting antsy, so antsy that we're going to skip the halftime and get ready for the third quarter.
Welcome back. Halftime over. We are ready for quarter number 3. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gordon.
And able to take it past the 25 and up to the 28-yard line.
And now it looks like he's in some discomfort after being tackled at the end of that return.
More from L.A. in a moment.
Throwing to start the drive. Tyler.
And he's going to be intercepted for the third time thus far. Picked off by Asante Samuel Jr.
And he brings this one back. It's a pick six and a Charger TD.
And Charles, for this offense, those interception woes they kind of had in the first half have now followed them into the second half. And for this defense, they take advantage, turn that into a pick six.
And that defense is in a spot now where they're thinking about ways to close this game out. And as confidently as they've been playing, I expect them to do exactly that.
The defense more than did its job. Now the offense is summoned onto the field as they'll go for two. And he's going to go down. Can't get rid of it. So a sack on the two-point try.
And now after that sack, we'll pause here a moment because someone was shaken up on that play. And a decent return out to the 27-yard line. The Bengals offense and their quarterback ready to go once more. And it's been a struggle for them all afternoon. This defense is really...
The Bengals drive about to get going.
I kind of feel like they've reached a do-or-die point in this game, Charles. If they're going to try to pull off an impressive comeback, it has to start right here, right now.
Yeah, now they've got a final chance to get out of this situation, but they also understand they've got to move the ball and move it fast. In addition, they need to save as much time so they can get 2 more possessions.
Here's 2nd and 8. Throwing the out route incomplete. That's Collins. And to the 36-yard line, taken down there after getting 8 yards. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. Back to throw. Tyler.
Open man, that's Collins. He's got it. And he is going to have a Bengals first down as they're able to convert on 3rd and short yardage with a gain of 4.
Operating from the gun. Tyler.
To the right side, into the hands of Flowers.
That'll go for a gain of 7. And that'll bring up 2nd down. They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw.
Throw caught by Flowers.
Back-to-back receptions for him, and it's another first down.
It's a gain of 6. First down, Cincinnati.
They'll look to throw again. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today.
And the Chargers are going to take over at their own 41.
Charles, whatever's going on between his ears right now, it's just not completely calculated correctly. 7 picks between last week and this week after that one.
And they always say the most important part of a player is those 6 inches between the ears. But right now, it's all those interceptions that are going on. So whoever his trusted confidant is on the sidelines, I don't know if it's the offensive coordinator, the quarterback's coach, maybe the backup quarterback, that's who he needs to get with now and get himself calm.
And the Chargers offense back out and ready to...
The Charger drive about to get going.
They'll start in excellent field position following the INT.
Off play action. Patterson. And he knocks the ball away and it falls incomplete.
Zone coverage there, and they were playing deep. That makes it obviously a little bit harder to run by guys. And that time, there was not much of a window to get the ball in there, and it winds up incomplete.
He'll try again with the arm here on 2nd down.
And this will be well too low for him to bring in. It's incomplete.
Tough series for the passing game. Things just aren't clicking. Hoping they can come through on this play and get this series back on track with a completion for enough yardage for a first down.
So back-to-back incompletions, and that has him staring at a 3rd and 10. Looking to throw. Patterson. And he'll be taken down by the Bengal pressure. It'll go as a sack, a loss of 3, and in turn, it takes us to a 4th down. On is the Chargers punter now, as he'll punt it away for the 2nd time. And a fair catch called for and made at the 12-yard line. The Bengal offense now gets set to head back out onto the field. And this group has suffered far too many self-inflicted wounds thus far as we run through some of the mistakes. It's darn near impossible to win in this league when you're turning the ball over. The Cincy offense about ready to go here on their next drive.
Well, this has been a tough one for them, Charles. They've struggled really on both sides of the football. And one thing that's really plagued them, the turnovers. They've had issues keeping the football in their possession.
And every game that's ever been played, all coaches talk about taking care of the football and limiting turnovers. And in this one, after we saw that first turnover, we worried that things would snowball, and it certainly did, especially on the scoreboard.
2 yards the loss, and now 3rd and 12.
I think this running game, or should I say lack of one, is making this defense look better than what they really are.
Levis out of the gun on 3rd down. Got his man. It's Tucker, complete. And he is going to have a Bengals first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
Well, we talk all the time about playing situational football. Right now, I think the scoreboard is dictating what they need to do. Where they are in this game, they've got to push the ball downfield, take their shots, try and get big chunks of yardage in a short amount of time. That was a nice play there.
Down to the 10. And he will take it on in for a Bengals touchdown. Nico Collins with his 2nd touchdown of the game, number 8 on the season. And the Bengals get a bit closer. Point after, right down the middle. And they're able to cut this deficit down to 12. The kicking team out now for the Bengals as they'll send this one away. And makes it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line. And now out on the field, here comes Los Angeles. Their lead down to 2 scores after the touchdown a moment ago as they start with a 1st and 10. Throwing to start the drive. Patterson. And that one goes incomplete. They tried something out of the bag of tricks, but it's incomplete and now 2nd down.
And I can see the officials kind of looking at each other down there, silently wondering, does this meet the level of grounding? Fortunately, he did have a receiver in the area, but I have seen less obvious throwaways called as penalties.
It's a short one here, complete to his tight end. 5 yards, now it's 3rd and 5. That's a staple of this offense. Drag route to the tight end.
Yeah, he's unable to use his size to break off much more yardage after the catch, but still an effective gain nonetheless.
They'll come up facing 3rd and 5. Back to throw. Patterson. The Bengal pressure gets him that time. Down he goes. Alex Highsmith picks up his 2nd sack of the afternoon. On is the Chargers punter now. As the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away.
Call it 46 yards on the punt, just a single yard on the return as he was covered quickly. And the Bengals will take over here, 1st and 10.
Cincinnati's offense coming back here onto the field. A strong showing their last time out. They scored the touchdown, but, Charles, they look up, and they're still down double digits, so you feel like just to keep pace, this drive probably needs to end in the end zone as well.
Yeah, and I think the best move for them is to not worry about how far they are down on the scoreboard, but to just remember the last drive and how it ended. Go ahead and try and repeat that. Then you can look at the scoreboard and see where this game is.
Levis sets up to throw here. This one left side, caught by Collins.
And a 5-yard gain gets him to the 42.
And we got a pause following the play because it appears a member of the Bengals in some discomfort. More from L.A. in a moment. Second and 5. Here's Levis. Another one caught by Collins. That'll put him over 150 yards receiving now. Quite a ball game and a first down.
He's certainly been a huge factor in this when he's got the 2 touchdowns to his credit. Now they look to him again. He picks up the first.
Yeah, I can hear everyone saying, well, why don't you cover him, double him, triple him, do what you have to do. But sometimes they get locked into such a groove and such a connection, it doesn't matter how many guys are in his area.
He certainly looks to be in that groove right now.
Second down and a yard. Levis to throw it.
He finds his man, complete. That's Burns. And they'll be inside the 35 now at the 34-yard line.
7 yards there and a first down.
And at his size, he's a smaller back. You can get him to football. He can kind of get lost, make someone miss. It's good for him.
Yeah, it's great for him. I like what you said there. Sometimes he gets lost in the traffic a little bit, but get him out in the open field into some space. That plays to his strengths the best and keeps him out of it where all the big boys are, you know, make someone miss in the open field.
Third quarter now from SoFi Stadium. Here's a 2nd and 10. Levis. Now, quick throw there, going to be batted away and incomplete.
And that's a nice job there because you got to play the ball, not the man when in coverage. That'll keep you away from a lot of needless penalties. And he's able to knock that one away.
Levis to throw once more.
A short one going to be taken in here by Schultz. Well, this is going to depend on the spot, but it's not a very generous one. He looks to be about a yard or so short. So the completion results there in 9 yards. And that's going to make it 4th down.
Levis throwing for it on 4th. That is caught.
And he'll be brought down on what's going to turn out to be the final play of this 3rd quarter. So a moment to catch our collective breath after the 4th down conversion. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports.
Back now at SoFi Stadium in Inglewood.
It's the Bengals. They've got the football, but they trail here as we get rolling in quarter number 4.
So this drive going to continue following the conversion on 4th. Here's 1st and 10. They'll throw it again with Levis.
Over the middle, complete. It's Flowers. The result, only 4 yards there on the play. And it's 2nd down.
Levis out of the shotgun now.
Eluding the pressure right. And he'll be out of bounds, taking it just shy of the 10 at the 11 or the 12. Maybe not exactly what they had in mind, but that scramble good for 6 and a first down.
They'll try the left side. Blackburn. And they'll go backwards here. Losing yardage to the 14. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12. Levis back to throw. This is caught. And he'll take this into the end zone for a Bengal TD. Trey Tucker, a 14-yard touchdown. And the Bengals have made it a one-score game again here in the 4th. Extra point splits the uprights. And now things get a bit more interesting here in this 4th quarter.
Bengals 21.
The kicking team out now for the Bengals as they'll send this one away. Oh, a dangerous return man showing it here. And pretty good field position here. He's out of bounds right at the 35. Heading back out, the Chargers offense. We get a peek at the playoff picture of the AFC. And I tell you, 4 weeks still to go, and everything is wide open, and it's fun.
And I know we always talk about, well, if the playoffs were to begin today, and then we kind of go, okay, but they're not. Let's see how it plays out. Wouldn't it be fun to play with this playoff lineup right now? Because to me, just about anyone can win this whole thing out of this grouping we currently have. And by the time we get there, it may look entirely different. Well, it may seem a little unorthodox to some people. Got the lead, 4th quarter, yet he's still firing away. I think he believes that's the best way to go ahead and win the game.
Yeah, a lot of coaches say, let's just run the football, be conservative. He's sticking to his game plan.
No, that is his game, and that's what they're going to ride.
And down he goes at the 49, a 3-yard pickup.
It's a pickup of 3. Brings up 2nd and 7 at their 49-yard line.
And here's a handoff out of the gun. And he stopped immediately there. No gain on the play, and it's going to bring up a 3rd down.
Now, obviously, that's some good work there defensively, being able to stop them and bringing up a key 3rd down. But if you're on the offensive side of the ball, there's an opportunity, because I know what defensive guys are thinking right now. Just stop them, get to the ball. That means they might not be sound defensively. There could be some opportunities.
And you said key 3rd down. Highlight that word, put it in bold. Here we go. On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw.
The throwing left sideline there, but it's incomplete. Well, the incompletion, but now we also have an injured player. More from L.A. in a moment.
On is the Chargers punter now, as he'll punt it away for the 4th time today. And this will be taken at the 13. They'll score that a 36-yard punt.
And the Bengals take over 1st and 10. Cincinnati set to take over once again. And you sense the tide turning. They scored, then their defense forced the punt, and now a chance to ultimately take the lead here late.
They'll start this drive out on the ground. And he's taken down, but not before he gets this across the 25-yard line. A gain of 11 to kick off the drive, and it's a quick 1st down.
Now Levis.
A short one going to be taken in here by Schultz. And past the 40 before he's out of bounds.
Well, hang on now. We're going to pause here. We've got an injured player.
Back-to-back good plays have him on the move on 1st down. Now a handoff up the middle. Burns. And a good burst there gets him 7 up to midfield.
Well, no matter how they phrase it, staying on schedule, staying ahead of the sticks, whatever you want to call it, 7 yards on 1st down. That fits the bill.
Up the middle they go. Blackburn. And they'll work this down to the 40-yard line, tackled there. 10 yards there on a Bengal first.
Well, partner, I know this type of running back. I mean, this size, this intensity usually gets better as the game goes on. I can just tell you from experience, the first few quarters, oh, you're eager. You come running up there, I'm going to tackle this guy. By the fourth quarter, you're coming up and thinking about it.
And D-line wearing down fourth quarter. Yeah, that's not a guy they want to see consistently.
And that is knocked away in the middle of the field and incomplete.
What would look like a march to the end zone has hit a momentary roadblock with that incompletion. No need to panic. They just got to come up with a high percentage play call and see if they can get their offense back on track.
Levis now off of play action. Open man there is Collins, complete.
And he's brought to the ground with another first down at the Chargers' 18.
And it appears we have a Charger shaken up on that last play. So from inside the 20, here's 1st and 10 at the 18. Back to throw, it's Levis.
Throwing the out route, incomplete. That's Flowers. And all the way to the 2-yard line there before crossing over out of bounds. Another nice gain, 16 yards there and a first down again.
And here we are in the fourth quarter, partner, and watch them drive for what would be a go-ahead touchdown. And you and I both know this is where you need a quarterback who can keep his cool back there. Not just for himself, but to keep the rest of the team relaxed too.
Only way to get the lead here, of course, with a touchdown. And that's what they're gunning for on 1st and goal. They'll try to run this one in. And he takes it into the end zone. Touchdown, Bengals. A great effort there. His first touchdown on the year.
And the Bengals put together a fourth quarter drive to take the lead.
And this is a time of game where offensive lines can really dictate a team's fortunes. It's been a tough battle. They've been out there for a long time. But this was a question of who can wear down who. And that's excellent work to put a long drive together and finish it with a touchdown run to take the lead.
I think we can figure out why they went for 2 there, right? Up 1, you want to make it a field goal difference if at all possible. They didn't get it. Now they've got to play some defense down the stretch.
Yeah, not much margin for error now for your D. They just have to get it into range.
From a yard or 2 deep, here comes a return. And he probably wishes he would have sat on that one. Instead, he's only able to get this up beyond the 15-yard line. The Chargers offense and their quarterback set to take the field once more. And we'll take you through some of the highlights here. You'll notice he had a hand in a lot of them so far. He's got this offense rolling right now.
The Charger drive about to get going.
And they will be looking to answer the touchdown their defense just surrendered. Still a good chunk of time remaining here in the fourth quarter and a chance to regain the lead in a tight one.
And that is incomplete.
Brings up 2nd and 10.
Second and 10.
Now back to throw. And his throw's going to be incomplete.
This defense has passed its first 2 tests by forcing back-to-back incompletions. They know there's probably another throw coming on 3rd down. Let's see if they decide to force the issue by sending people on a blitz.
Looking to throw.
And that is incomplete. But the pressure there on 3rd down, forcing the errant pass. 4th down coming up.
I don't know. He had to be pretty quick with his fingers to start and stop after the ball hit the ground. I'm giving him some credit.
Well, I'm thinking about the mental focus, you know?
Yeah.
On the mental focus of the whole
that's
thing.
true.
Got to stay with it.
That's true.
4th down, 10 yards to go.
Got to try it here. He's back to throw.
On a huge mistake late, it's intercepted.
And this one will be brought back to the 22. Boy, what a turnaround. They exited the lockers with a nice lead, and now all of this. What's happening?
So when you start to write your novel, you'll start out with, it was a tale of two halves, won't you?
Right, but I'm a bad writer.
I don't know exactly what happened, because sometimes teams can go in with a lead and get too comfortable, too relaxed, and a couple of things go wrong, and it's hard to get back that good feeling.
On first down, Blackburn.
And hold on here, because on that last run, it looks like we have a player who was shaken up. More from L.A. in a moment. Now 2nd and 5. Levis looking to throw. Throwing the out route, incomplete. That's Flowers. And the Bengals are going to have a 1st and goal as he'll be taken down at the 7-yard line.
1st and goal at the 7-yard line.
So the Bengals in possession of the football here as we get you reset.
4th quarter, 2 minutes on the clock in a tight 1-point game. Going for the knockout punch. They'll try and run.
And now we'll see a timeout used on defense as they stop it right out of the break with 1:57 to go in the ball game. And the ball smack dab on the 5-yard line. Here's 2nd and goal.
He's going to get it again. Just looking to get forward and protect the ball.
Now the Chargers will use the 2nd of their timeouts. That'll leave them with just 1 remaining in this 4th quarter of play.
Now they'd really like to make the short field pay off. We'll see if they can, but this is 3rd and goal.
They'll try and run some clock here as they keep it on the ground. Chargers going to use their 3rd and final timeout. And as the two teams talk it over on their respective sidelines, we take a break. And his kick is indeed good. And high fives for that one as that drive ends in 3. So they get the 3, but you wonder now, is that going to be enough?
Excellent question, because when I look at the smiles on that side of the field, they're a little tight, aren't they? If they had scored a touchdown there, those would be big half-moon grins right now because they'd feel a whole lot better about their position.
And a touchdown in the other direction, all of a sudden they're down. And he'll be out of bounds across the 25. So the Chargers now down by 4, just over a minute 40 to play. Now their losing streak in danger of continuing as they come up on 1st down. Trying to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw. He finds Lashley complete over the middle.
2nd and 6 coming up.
He's back to throw. And a quick throw here, that's complete. And brought down, but not before reaching the 45-yard line. They'll look to throw. And he will find his man on the end route, complete.
Here comes 2nd down.
Back to throw. Quick hitter here, it's complete. They're making steady progress, but I see your face. You're worried about that clock.
I'm worried about the clock, and at some point, you have to have a splash play in there as well.
Now he'll let it go deep left side.
And oh, that one nearly intercepted. That would have sealed it. Instead, it'll be 2nd down.
These are the spots, this stage of the game, where it pays to have speed on the perimeter, doesn't it?
It certainly does, and in the 2nd quarter, he may very well run by him, but in this situation, I know as a defender, I'm loosening up a couple of extra steps that allowed him to run with him stride for stride.
Back to throw. And it's incomplete. Clock stops with 10 seconds left. Couple extra defensive backs out there in the dime, and because of that, really not many places to throw the football, if any.
And typically, what would you want to do against that dime?
Run the football.
You want to run the ball, but you can't do it in this situation. Not nearly enough time on the clock. You're having to really navigate against a tough defense presented against you.
He'll look to throw. And he'll be taken down by the Bengal pressure. Now the Bengals going to use the first of their timeouts. And as the two teams talk it over on their respective sidelines, we take a break. This for all the marbles. And that is going to be incomplete. Boy, they got the tip they were looking for but couldn't secure it. And this one's over. Well, somebody lit a fire under that offense during the break, Charles. Remember, they trailed at intermission. They come out, they have the big second half, and that lifts them to the victory.
And, Brandon, trailing at halftime, we always talk about teams making adjustments. You know what the best adjustments usually are? It's just executing better. Because the game plan you put in place at the beginning of the week often still holds. You don't have to make wholesale changes. You just have to do it a little bit better, a little cleaner. And they did that in the second half, and that led them to victory.
So for Cincinnati, it's a rare bright spot as they move to 3-10 on the year. That'll do it for us. I'm Brandon Gaudin alongside Charles Davis. Thanks to our entire crew as well. We'll talk to you next time. So long, everybody.
see playing in the AMG. Let it rain on me. On my head, boys, I'm on my knees like that. Lord, please pray for me. Save your grace for me.
Say, boy, what you want? Get that, get that, get that. Shoot in my mouth, shoot in my and one. Okay, on the real, I'ma take his out. I'ma take him from his. On the real, I think he knows.
I think he knows. When I play with him like that. I think he knows. When I save him like that.